Hello, everybody. Welcome back and thank you for being here. Today, we are going to start off with some more details on the Oprah interview. Holly Willoughby shared some details and revealed that the chat show's producers had been in touch with this morning's bosses. She said that the show's bosses requested footage from their interview with Samantha Markle. So it appears as if Meghan will not only be dissing on the royal family, but also on her own family. It is becoming abundantly clear that the interview with Oprah will be a pity fest of note. And it is clear that the entire purpose of this interview for Harry and Meghan is to spin their lies, backtrack on others, to manipulate their fans even more, and so on and so on. For Oprah, of course, it's all about ratings and money, as the footage of the interview is already on offer to other TV and radio stations worldwide, and of course at a pretty price. What I do find funny is that not many media corporations seem to be interested in buying the footage. Headlines are, of course, that the offers are flooding in. But it is strange, as at this point it also appears in the media that the BBC, for instance, declined the offer and will not be airing it. Of course, there may be streaming services who will buy parts of the interview, but mostly, I think most will prefer to wait for the following day's write-ups in the newspaper and would perhaps be willing to pay a minimal fee for short clips or stills from the interview. Okay, but we'll see what happens. So let's talk a bit about Meghan, Harry, and Spotify. After the CEO or boss of Spotify was called on to justify paying Meghan and Harry $18 million, quite a few articles and headlines popped up in the media. It is quite possible that the couple could bring new subscribers, and although it's unlikely that they will retain it or the new subscribers for themselves, it is clear that Spotify is hoping that they have enough other interesting content to interest the new listeners. So even when the Sussexes lose watchers, Spotify will be hoping to retain them with other material. The same cannot be said for Meghan and Harry, of course. Spotify can easily ditch them when data shows that they are no longer attracting new listeners. Data and past history also show that interview-style podcasts, talk show type of things, do peter out in time. And the only way Harry and Meghan are likely to remain in the running will be to rely on their little black book or their contact book. Only by roping in other prominent figures or celebrities will they be able to maintain one of the top spots. Okay, let's hope they have enough so-called friends left to last them a few podcasts. But that's neither here nor there. Let's move on. In other news, Katharine McPhee gave birth to a baby boy, I think yesterday. I'm often very late due to my internet settings, etc., etc. But in any event, she finally gave birth to a baby boy, and this is her first child with David Foster. Now, this is wonderful news, and I wish them all the best. What is completely beyond me is why any publication would announce the birth as Meghan Markle's American best friend, Katharine McPhee, gives birth to a baby boy. Firstly, Katharine McPhee is a woman and celebrity in her own right, and her husband, David Foster, had more success and has more talent than Harry and Meghan can ever hope to have, even combined. I found this heading in Hello Magazine, Celebrity News, insulting and very disrespectful to Katharine McPhee. Katharine has an identity of her own, and I am sick of Meghan and Harry's PR and these publications who are trying their best to make us believe that everybody exists solely and in relation to Meghan Markle. This is utter BS, and they have to stop this. Secondly, how many best friends can any one woman have? What happened to Meghan Markle's other best friends? And then I'm only talking about her American besties like Lindsay Roth, Benita Litt, Serena Williams, Priyanka Chopra. What happened to them? Have they fallen off the bus? Or has she lost them along the wayside? I'm just asking. Nobody needs to answer me. Anyway, talking about being disrespectful, it appears as if Harry and Meghan and their PR are not going to stop throwing shade at the Queen and the royal family anytime soon. An article in People magazine dated the 24th of February 2021 reads, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry announce new Commonwealth project after stepping down as working royals. Now, the article refers to a community relief centre built in Dominica, which just happens to be a Caribbean Commonwealth nation. But the relief centre is not, and I'm saying not again, not a Commonwealth project. It is a project of the World Central Kitchen founded by Jose Andreas and has nothing to do with the Queen's Commonwealth or the Commonwealth Trust. Not only is this title or heading thus totally incorrect, but it is disrespectful to both the Queen and Jose Andreas and his charity, the World Central Kitchen. And magazines like People magazine better start getting this right before they get sued. I think by now, just in these few stories, I've proven and made it very clear that Meghan and Harry's PR and they themselves need to be reined in, and reined in fast. This cannot continue. They obviously do not care who they embarrass, who they belittle, who they dehumanize, or who they insult, as long as they are making the headlines or bylines. Their delusions of grandeur is getting out of hand. As a couple who preach about mental health, they are certainly fast becoming a couple who are seriously risking other people's mental health. There is no other way to remedy the situation but to strip them of all their royal titles, as these titles are what is currently enabling them. And I do hope that one of the royals or one of their liaisons or one of their advisors or anybody remotely connected to them actually listen to this video. Harry and Meghan are like drug addicts. They are high on their own delusions of grandeur. They are high on their connection to celebrities, and they need to be brought down from this high. And by leaving them with these titles is similar to buying them drugs. It is what Dr. Phil and many other psychiatrists and psychologists will call enabling them to carry on with what they are doing. It needs to stop. I'm also thoroughly sick of headlines reading that it cannot be done, that they cannot be stripped. I know there are many headlines out there asking for Harry to surrender his titles, and that's all good and well. And I'm almost 100% sure that if it was just up to Harry, he would have done so. Because after all, I have shown you and I've played you videos before where he actually said in as many words that he does not want to be Prince Harry anymore, that he doesn't want the responsibilities that come with the title. He had actually said as much. So I am sure that it is actually Meghan who is behind them keeping the titles. And I'm also sure that Meghan does not want to give up these titles because she knows that it provides her the platform to make money, and therefore it needs to be stopped. Harry will not surrender his titles for as long as he is married to Meghan Markle. So it needs to be taken from them. And like I have proven before, like Paula M has proven before, and like Lady C had admitted in one of her videos, it can be done. All that needs to be done is the Queen issuing a letter patent decreeing that someone who is not a British citizen cannot hold a British title, and that a British citizen not residing in Britain cannot use their titles outside of England, or that the titles can only be used on British soil. After the Queen had issued this letter patent, yes, it needs to be approved by Parliament. But there is no reason why Parliament would not approve of it, because Parliament had made it very clear in the past that they will not interfere on matters which concerns the royal family. So first and foremost, it will need to be the wish of Her Majesty the Queen to have this done, and only thereafter can Parliament react. And therefore I'm asking all of you, I know it's becoming boring, and I know it's becoming troublesome, and I know it's becoming highly irritating talking about the same things over and over again, hearing about Meghan and Harry and what they have to say, seeing headlines every single day, spinning their shite. But people, we cannot give up at this stage. Meghan and Harry are a symptom of where our world is moving to, where there's no accountability, where there's no discipline and no responsibility for your actions. And if we want to see our children grow up in a healthy environment, then we need to start somewhere, even if it means starting with Harry and Meghan. And therefore, I'm asking for your support, even if it's just a thumbs up on my video. That is already a token of your support. Okay, I'm going to leave it at this. And then I'll be back in a day or so with some more news and reviews, etc., etc. So until then, please take care of yourselves and bye.